Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Show and Tell Day 4. We are, in the second half of this game show week. And so we've got two more really great testimonials to share with everybody. As always, I am your host, Cecilia Tripp, and I am the communications coordinator for Cancer Companions. Just some housekeeping. There's a baby in the house, as you can tell by this lovely little play mat in the background. She's a little fussy this morning, but she's with my husband. So if you hear her in the background, please be kind. Today we will be hearing from a health and wellness nurse. Her name is Bridgette, and she will be talking a lot about Cancer Companions and how in the new year we will be doing a lot of work with helping to serve those in the medically underserved communities. So the way this works for everybody viewing at home, or if this is your first chance tuning in, we're kind of going back to kindergarten with a little bit of show and tell, but we start with our tell and end with our show. And in the middle of our participant video, you will have a chance to guess what they will be showing us at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's hear from Bridgette.
So my name is Bridgette Sims. I'm a registered nurse with a company called RX Outreach. We are the nation's largest nonprofit mail order pharmacy, and we provide affordable medications for those who need it. And so we are a nationwide company. We're mail order. And so we help provide medications for those who have insurance, those who don't, those who just need help with medication costs. And as we know, medication costs are it's a challenging thing, the prices of medications now. So we kind of step in to assist people with that. RX Outreach is collaborating with Cancer Companions to help improve the quality of cancer care in medically underserved areas by providing Cancer Companions to volunteer with someone that has cancer or a caregiver. So we're coming alongside Cancer Companions just to help with that collaboration, to help getting those churches and those organizations to come together to partner to provide volunteers to be there for those who have a cancer diagnosis and their loved ones and their support staff and family. It's really important for us to focus on the medically underserved because that's where I think we can make, as a nurse, I think, with my background, I think that's where we can make the biggest impact on the health disparities that exist in our communities. So we see people where we just see poor outcomes in health, where they're just not doing well. And we say, hey, we've got this technology, we've got all these resources. Why is it this particular group why is this medically underserved group, why are they underserved? Why are they not doing well? Because they don't have that attachment. There's other things that they need to help them connect to the resources that are already there. That's why I think it's really important for us to focus on those that are medically underserved, because we're helping to kind of come alongside them to understand why they're not getting those resources. Why consistency is so important. That weekly contact is important because that says to me that's somebody that won't let anything go through the cracks. That's somebody that I know as a person that I know that person is going to reach out to me, that I know that as something that I can expect. That's also something I look forward to. It kind of gives me some kind of hope to let me know that somebody's going to come alongside me. Actually, I just kind of it just came to me. There was an actual study done by the Center of Disease Control. And they looked at people with chronic health conditions. And one thing they found is that people that had support from whether it be a family or a friend or just someone that they can count on, even if they perceived they had that support, they had greater outcomes in their health. They lived longer. They had greater mortality. They were able to be more independent. And they did better in their health outcomes. And that was a study that was done by the Center of Disease Control. And actually it was done in St. Louis, Missouri. So it just showed that when someone knows that I've got somebody alongside me weekly, consistently, that I can depend on, then that's a support to that person. And I think it's a mental support. It provides the social support. It provides there's someone I can talk to. I know if I've got a problem, I know that that person's going to reach out, and I know I've got somebody I can connect with. So, and I think it's great. And it's also, it just kind of lets you know that someone will be there for me. We talked about chronic illness being a journey. So if I know somebody's going to be there weekly as opposed to maybe once and then they're gone, but weekly, that means I'm on this journey. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know I've got somebody I can depend on that's going to be with me. And I think that's so important. I think people should support Cancer Companions because it fills a really special niche, I'll say it like that. You have someone to come alongside you to navigate not only the medical side, but the social side and the everyday side of managing a health condition like cancer. That's why I think people should support Cancer Companions. Cancer Companions fills that niche and kind of fills that gap between that healthcare system, maybe some family or maybe some loved ones, but it helps come along, fill the gap so that person can receive the best care and the best treatment and live a good life where they're getting their treatment. So that's what I think.
Okay, so if you will go ahead and pull up the chat on Zoom. If you need to scroll down to your little thing, it should be in the menu option, or if you need to click more, it should be there. I'll give you a couple seconds to fill in what you think Bridgette will be showing us, whether it will be a brownie recipe, her cell phone, or a cross necklace. Giving you a couple seconds to put your guesses in there, and if you guess correctly, your name will be entered, and one winner will get to win this lovely Cancer Companions tote bag. All right, I think that's everybody, so let's go ahead and find out what Bridgette will be showing.
So this is my item for show and tell today. So, and I wanted to show you, this is just my cell phone, my regular phone, just to remind you that it's as simple as a phone call to reach out to someone, to be a part of Cancer Companions, to be connected with this project. It's all it takes is a phone call to connect someone, to help those that are medically underserved get the care, get the support that they need through this program. So I just wanted to remind you, a simple phone call is all you need.
Congrats to Gail. She was the one who guessed cell phone. So you, I believe, won on day one, but this is a prize as always. So before we hear from Karen, I just want to reiterate that everybody who donates will be receiving one of our Cancer Companions decals. These are great to put on your laptop, put on your water bottle, put on your backpack, wherever you want, to help us spread the word and to let people know you donated. So the theme of our fundraising week is stability. We are working really hard to lay a stable foundation for the Cancer Companions ministry, so we are able to reach out to people in medically underserved communities, so we can go into churches and continue to train people to help within their own communities. All of these things that we can continue to grow and grow for years to come. So now we will be hearing from our executive director, Karen Tripp, on why helping those in medically underserved communities is so important.
Hello, I'm Karen Tripp. Did you know that I started at the beginning of this year doing a lot of networking with business folks, trying to get an understanding of corporate sponsorships? Why? Well, we had just finished up our second annual 30 Days of Cancer Prayer campaign. What an amazing thing God did there. Our first year, we ended up touching 6,700 lives, but last year, we ended up touching over 116,000 people with 30 days of cancer prayer. Isn't that incredible? God is so, so good. But I'm doing this networking thing, right? So I'm going to tell you about this one phone call that I ended up having with the CEO here in St. Louis of a major IT firm. I'm talking to her on the phone and I tell her all this good news, but I also shared the bad news. You see, just as we are celebrating this incredible thing that God ended up doing with the 30 Days of Cancer prayer, I'm getting the news that our fourth quarter earnings came in way below budget. Ugh. In hindsight, I can see that I had my staff focused so much on the success of 30 days that I had gotten my eyes off the basics of selling starter kits and making sure the end of the year campaign ended up being a success. So now, looking back, I can tell that last year I really needed to have either hired more staff to do everything that needs to get done, or I needed to be able to have less things for everybody to do so we could be more successful at the basics as well. So this I'm sharing with this incredibly gracious and kind CEO. And do you know what she says? She says, "Karen, let me tell you what I learned about you today." I said, "Oh, okay." She said, "I learned that you don't wait for the money." I was a little shocked, but she was absolutely right. When I see something that needs to get done, I just start doing it, and my staff just starts doing it. That's just the way that we operate. But do you know what? There are bills to be paid and staff that have to end up being able to be taken care of. But I'm here to tell you that that doesn't stop the pull and the tug of the things that I feel led to be able to do. So now you're wondering, okay, Karen, what is it? What is it that you feel God's tugging you towards? Well, all this year, I really do feel that God is pulling me to invest Cancer Companion more in the medically underserved community. These people, when they're coping with cancer, are so in need of what Cancer Companion volunteers have to provide. They need prayer, they need scripture. They also end up needing to be able to feel connected. But you know what? I sat down and was a little smarter this time. I ended up coming up with designing a pilot of how to accomplish this, and then I started writing grants. But do you know what happens? As I start pouring my heart into these grants, I start to realize I can't stand the idea of not moving forward on this. I mean, when we feel led, are we supposed to stop just because the funds don't show up? My heart says no, but my head, fortunately, is smarter. Karen, somebody has to pay the staff. Somebody has to take care of the bills and maintain the structure of this ministry. And that's when I realize that this isn't just a pull for Karen and for our staff. This needs to be a pull for you, for God's people. And so it's time for Karen to get down on my knees and start asking God, how does this work? How does this all come together? I'd love for you to be able to join me in prayer, not just for guidance from me of how to be able to take these next steps forward, but guidance for you too. Ask God what He has intended for you and Cancer Companions. God, do you want me to give $8 a month to Cancer Companions? I don't know, but ask Him. Together, we can do a mighty work for God. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.
Thank you, Karen, for that. That brings us to the end of day 4. I just want to let everybody who's watching know that there are many ways to support. Obviously, pray about whether you can give a monetary value this year, whether it's $8 a month, $5 here, $5 in a couple months, whatever you have to give, we are so grateful for. The other ways you can support are by sharing this video with your family and friends and helping us spread the word about what Cancer Companions is currently doing and what we hope to be doing in the future. So, like I said, anything, whether it's money or sharing or telling your friends and family about what Cancer Companions is doing, is extremely helpful in ways that you have no idea. Link to donate if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube will be in the comments section. It's www.showandtell.cc, and on that website you can get more information about us, what we're doing this week, and you can also watch all of our previously recorded game show days to hear from everybody who's been giving their beautiful testimonies this week. And so with that, I will bring us to an end. Thank you everybody who joined us today, and we will see you tomorrow for our final day of Show and Tell. Bye everybody.